Hey onesies, Josh Williams here, and thanks for checking out the One Man Podcast. There's now over 200 episodes and dozens of bonus interviews, all of which are available at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and many more. And you know what? If you don't have any of those apps, no big deal, because you can listen anytime at onemanpodcast.com. So be sure to subscribe because it's always free and there's a new episode out every Wednesday. And while you're at it, leave a review. It's a great way to help the podcast and it doesn't cost you a thing. Follow One Man Podcast on all the major socials and you'll get bonus content and pictures, fun stuff for yourself. And finally, if you have something that you want read on the show, send it to contact@onemanpodcast.com, because if you send it, I'll read it on an upcoming episode. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy.
What's up, everybody? This is DJ Demers.
I'm K. Trevor Wilson.
Hey, it's Krista Allen.
Hi, this is Rick Mercier.
What's up, guys? This is Paul Verzi, and you are listening to the One Man Podcast. Yeah!
My name is Josh Williams, and welcome to the One Man Podcast, episode number 228 for Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. How's it going, onesies? How are you guys doing? You having the best week ever? I think I am. I'm feeling pretty good. You know, best week ever, I don't know. But welcome to the show. And for those of you who are maybe listening for the very first time, thank you for checking out the One Man Podcast. What is it, you might be asking? Well, it is me, comedian and earthling, Josh Williams, telling you what's going on with me, personally, professionally, any little anecdote that comes to mind. And generally speaking, it's about what I've done in the last week. Right. So that's what it is. And I will get to all sorts of different things. I will be telling you guys about some products that I purchased a while back, and I've been meaning to tell you the story, but I kind of wanted to give them room off the top of the show. And then I'd get like to 40 minutes in and be like, oh, I didn't talk about that yet. And I don't want the guys to have to go hunting for it. I wanted me to hear them sing their praises right off the top of the show. So that's what I'm going to do this time. I'm still getting over my illness. It's looking like I had bronchitis. And bronchitis is just one of those things that takes 4 to 6 weeks to heal sometimes. So I'll tell you kind of what's going on with that. I worked on, did not complete by any means, but worked on that YouTube review I'm interested in doing. What else did I do? I've been eating like good and bad this week. I mean, good for me, and then delicious. It's so funny because like, a good meal can be quantified as good and bad, and a bad meal can be quantified as good and bad. But we'll tell you all about that later on. I played some games, I watched some shows, and I got to work on a project. I'll give you guys an update on the Amazon gift card giveaway. And I'll tell you about the shittiest movie, the top 5 list I got, and what's coming up in the near future. How? That'll be this week's episode. So let me start off by telling you guys about a little company called Nomatic. Nomatic is the name of the company. And I actually, they started on Kickstarter and I backed their very first project. They made something, they were actually back then, they were called Basics. And, they were putting out a wallet, which I still have. I bought it then. It is still my wallet to this day, probably the longest standing wallet I've ever had. And it is still in perfect condition. I'm very, very happy with this wallet. So before I get started, if you guys want to, check out what it is I'm talking about, you can go to nomatic.com. I believe it should auto-direct my Canadian listeners to the Canadian version of the site, but either way, it's all on the one site. You can change your currency and all that fun stuff. But I ordered a while back some luggage. I've always been a fan of this company. As I mentioned, I backed their very first project and I've been on their mailing list for a long time. I take a look at their stuff. I have been very interested in their products. They've gone on to make, like agendas and all sorts of other like small things, but now that's not even close to what their wheelhouse is. Now they make luggage and travel packs, backpacks. They're basically a travel storage solution company. And I've been watching them for a while and, in the summertime, they had this sale for some of their bags. And so I took a look at the website and I decided to purchase what was called the Carry-On Classic and the Carry-On Pro. Now, this was because I'm like, you know what I do? I'm hoping to do some more traveling. This was me putting some good karma out there. Like, hey, they're having a sale. These are premium products. And I was like, they're having a sale. This might be my only time to get it. Of course, I received a small business grant and I'm like, it's time to invest in me, my travel, myself, the things I'm doing. And I was like, yeah, got to do the Nomatic carry-on stuff now. So here's the thing. this was not long before my trip out to Vancouver with my buddy Max Onesie and good friend. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to order this stuff. I hope it comes before my trip. Sadly, it did not, but I was looking at it kind of in my head going, you know, I with my limited experience doing flight travel, I was like, you know what? I can order a carry-on bag. And to basically, my understanding was I could take 2 things onto the plane. Here's what I failed to remember, because it's been so long since I traveled, is that you can't bring on 2 carry-ons. You get to bring on a carry-on and what's called a personal item. Now, the personal item can be like it's still got dimensions and whatnot, but it can be like for ladies, a large purse, or for guys, a backpack. It doesn't really matter, but just a general idea, right? So you bring your regular on roller carry-on, put it in the plane. And then, you have your backpack or whatever. So basically I'd ordered the 2 different travel solutions. If you check out the Carry-On Classic, it's just a beautiful piece of luggage. It's got really strong exterior shell. They use something called Hinimoto wheels, which I believe they're a licensed product. They're like silent and super, super comfortable wheels on it. They've got all sorts of cool, locks on the outside and things like that. I mean, it's just a gorgeous piece of luggage. They use FID locks on the inside, which is like another proprietary magnetic locking system, and just to strap everything down, like for compression straps and whatnot. They got compression screens. Like, it's just a really cool piece of luggage. Don't even listen to what I'm saying. Check out the Carry-On Classic on the website. They also had another piece called the Carry-On Pro, and that one was on sale. It's actually much more expensive than the regular Carry-On Classic, but the idea is it has some carry-on space in it, but at the same time, there's actually a tech compartment in the front of the unit, which has a very, very nice like laptop bag and like a Section 4 said laptop bag, and then screens that you can put power banks and stuff like that. So it's basically like the Carry-On Pro is for anyone who does like, small weekend travel. You know what I mean? For business, where they need quick access to their tech, for TSA check-ins and things like that. And it's all separated from the main compartment. So you're not really sorting through all of your stuff when you need to get your tech out. So I was like, oh, I can bring 2 things on the plane. I'll get a Carry-On Classic to put all my clothes and stuff in. I'll get the Carry-On Pro, a little more clothes and my tech. Easy peasy. And then, of course, right before I left for the weekend with Max, I called Max. I was like, I can't bring 2 pieces of carry-on the plane, can I? He's like, no. And I was like, fuck. It was really stupid of me to order 2 pieces of carry-on, which I will never be able to use at the same time. So I eventually received the products, but I had reached out to the company and said, hey, I made a mistake. I'd really like to get the something different. Now, Nomatic makes a ton of travel backpacks. And so I ordered something called the Navigator Bag 32 liter, which is a gorgeous travel backpack, big section on the inside for, your clothing and whatnot. And then, of course, there's tons and tons of pockets, compartments, areas throughout this backpack, which allow you to put your laptop, your tech, power banks, like everything, and clothing. And the main reason I got that is because even though it's a travel pack and it can be, particularly large, it does look more like a backpack. So I have more of a chance getting on a plane with a backpack and a carry-on than 2 blatantly obvious roller carry-ons. So my strategy was, you know what, I'm going to try to fill my travel pack and my carry-on and leave it at that when I get on a plane. So that's going to be my go-to going forward, unless I know for sure I don't need a lot of space, in which case I might just bring like a regular smaller backpack, because you're allowed that. Either way, it's as long as the thing fits underneath the seat in front of you, you're good. And I'm confident this will do that. I've seen people get on planes too, just for the record, with like longboards. You know what I mean? They'll walk home with a giant skateboard, and like that was okay as a personal item for some reason. You know what I mean? So even though like that definitely doesn't fit, so I would definitely put up a fuss respectfully, with anyone who's like, yeah, you can't bring that backpack on. I'm like, that's my personal item, and that's my carry-on's my carry-on. Anyways. So the 32 Navigator backpack, you got to check out. I can't even begin to describe how many cool compartments and features and stuff like that this bag has. So what happened was I reached out to the company and I said, hey, I'd like to swap this out if I may. I'd like to, return my Carry-On Pro and get the Navigator bag. So what ensued was a very long process of like, well, I returned my bag to them. So the carry-on that I didn't want, I had, same day shipped it off, sent it back. I'd received help from a customer service rep who I'll give his name at the end so we can give him big congratulations for all of his hard work. But the idea was I sent it back and the shipping company confirmed that it was delivered like 3-4 days later. They were sending me the bag. So they were kind enough to be like, hey, we'll send you the thing that you're looking for. Sorry for the delay. No problem. And then just, time goes on, nothing. I don't get any emails. I don't get any updates. I reach out again. They're taking a look, so, it should be here, by now. Give it a tiny bit more time. They look into it for me. They gave me a tracking number, which was kind of a dead link. When they gave it to me, it was like saying, hey, there's nothing with this number, but it could be because it hasn't been received yet, or it hasn't been, it's from a company and they haven't done the international conversion yet. And of course, this is coming from the US. So I was like, okay. And I kind of kept diligently every week or so, just reaching out saying like, hey, when you guys first sent me this stuff, I got it within like 3 days. So just wondering, what's the hold up. So, unfortunately the rep who's helped me, I have to say this initially, the only person from Nomatic who would respond to me, I would send like emails and tweets and things like that, trying to get a hold of just anybody, nothing. Even when I had originally, like no word of a lie, when I had originally tried to send back the luggage that I didn't want, it was like, hey, for international returns, click here, which I did. And it was like, okay, we've received your thing and you should receive an automatic shipping label from us, within 24 hours. So like a week after that, I was like, okay, I haven't got the shipping label. Like I need to send this thing back. So, this is how I got in touch with this rep in the first place. I said, hey, I'm trying to return something. No dice. And then I got the rep. He was working with me on everything. He was trying to help me coordinate getting the thing back. He was trying to coordinate sending my new order. When the warehouse wasn't shipping it, he was contacting them, trying to find out. He was the one getting the shipping information for me. Like he was working. I gotta say, I mean, at least what I believe, right? We never know. There's companies that make excuses, but I'm going to say that I believe confidently that this person was trying to help me out. He even said like, hey, sorry for the mix up. Let's do something kind. They actually sent me something just as a, hey, sorry, it's taking so long. Sorry for the mistakes. Very, very kind. Very, very grateful for that. I don't say that so that you guys would expect that, hey, if you order something, like you should definitely get free shit. That's not the case. I just appreciated the fact that they were like, hey, you know what? We're really sorry that, you went out of pocket to return the stuff and everything like that. So they basically, gave me back my shipping costs, and then with a little extra to provide me with a great product, the Nomatic Navigator collapsible backpack, which is absolutely outstanding. This thing folds into nothing. You can just stick it in your backpack, and then whenever you get to your destination, you pull this thing up, unzip it, and it turns into a small travel pack. It's gorgeous. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. I love it. Love it. Can't wait to travel with it too, because, you put it in just one of the little pockets. There's actually pockets designed specifically for, its size in the Navigator backpack and the carry-on classic. So all of Nomatic's travel stuff, have different size pockets, but one of the pockets is, this thing fits perfectly into that pocket, which is amazing. So, it takes up very little space in your bag. And then when you get to your destination, you're not carrying around this giant travel pack. You got this little day pack that you can do that has super cool little, tamper resistant, zippers. So they kind of lock into each other, so that if someone comes up behind you to try to get into your bag, it's going to cause them quite a bit of commotion to try to get these things undone. And therefore alerting you in the process, right? So very, very cool, bag from them. Forgive me, guys. I'm going to need some water. You can hear I'm still struggling with my voice and everything. But, so yeah, in touch, back and forth. And at one point, I was chatting with the rep, and he was just like, you know what, at this point, he goes, I apologize. I'm very frustrated. I can't seem to get my warehouse to do, he's working remotely as well, right? So he has no control over what's getting shipped out. I believe he's working diligently on my behalf and just having sort of the same frustration that I was. So at one point he just said, listen, if you want, I can try to order it for you again. And we roll the dice and see what happens, or I can give you a refund. And I was just like, I really want this bag. I love your guys' products. I get that it's kind of out of your hands. You're doing the best you can. So he said, okay, let's just give it a try. And we still had no luck at that point, which, it doesn't sound like I'm giving a glowing review or whatever, but this rep was kind enough to forward my concerns and kind of my story along to the to a guy who's high up. I don't want to say exactly what his title is and everything like that, because again, this is more for me to sing their praises, not to load everybody else with a way to just sidestep everything and try to get shit. This is really a gratitude thing for me and their hard work. So put me in contact with someone pretty high up named James, who worked really, like, again, it was like he got the email and he had emailed me back, almost immediately once he was told what was going on, and said, "Hey, super sorry for what's gone on. Let's get you this stuff. I'm going to put in an order personally, whatever." So he ordered it and he's like, "We're going to have this to you by the end of the week," which was outstanding. I got the accessories that they were trying to send me. They came, I think, 2 days, 3 days max. And I didn't get them on Friday. I got them on Monday, the bag. Not a big deal. Do not care. It was actually, the funny story with that was that FedEx was trying to, it was the FedEx or UPS, I believe it was, was trying to, I guess I had to pay a small amount of customs on it, like $12 or something like that. Anyways, they call me with an automated message. I'm going through a drive-thru at Starbucks and I just happen to answer this number I don't recognize. And it's like, "Hi, this is UPS. You owe money for a package sent to, it doesn't say just for a package waiting at customs. This requires immediate payment." Like, it sounds like any other scam call. And I'm listening to the message. I'm not in a hurry to hang up. I'm sitting in line at Starbucks waiting for my order. And all of a sudden, like right at the tail end of the message, it said something about, like, it either said my postal code or whatnot. It didn't say from whom. So it says, "If you'd like to pay this now, press 0, which is what a scam number would do, right? Link me to someone who's going to steal my information. Or alternatively, this, you could pay for it at UPS with tracking number, blah, blah." And they gave me the whole thing. And I was like, well, if it was a scammer, they wouldn't direct you to UPS's website. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make, so I gave the benefit of it. So I hit 0 and it's like package 2, and it said, like, it just said my name, which I think they can get, from the phone number site, whatever. But afterwards, like going, I finally got a rep on the phone and I'm telling her, like, not really sure, she said that the name of the company was Nomatic. And I'm like, okay, well, I am expecting something from them. So I'm like, I'll take your word for it, whatever. I go, let's give it a risk. I've been waiting for this stuff, so let's just do it. It was like $12. I tried to do like my debit card, because that way they could take less money, right? Like if they try to drain my bank account, it's not as damaging as, draining my credit card. Anyways, after everything's done, paid for, that didn't work, by the way. I couldn't use my debit MasterCard. I had to end up using my actual credit card. And then after everything's over, she's like, "Okay, perfect. I just want to confirm that your address is in fact blah, 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 blah." I'm like, why didn't you say that before? Like, when you hear me humming and hawing saying, like, "Is it really you guys?" And they're just like, "Yeah, we have a package from this." Why didn't you confirm my address then? You know what I mean? I would have been like, "Oh, you have my address. You really are trying to send me something. Sure, here's my credit card number." And so I was just stupid. And I said, "You guys, like, your automated thing literally sounds like every scam thing going right now. Like, oh, you owe money. Press 1 to pay it now." Anyways, I digress. So yeah, that was like earlier in the week. And it was like, whatever. They're like, "We're going to try to deliver it Monday." Boom. I go, "Okay, great." Got it on Monday. Super happy. So, they make amazing products. I got my 32-liter Navigator bag. I just wanted just to take this time out to say, like, very, very excited about this product. Excited to use it for the first time. The carry-on bag, carry-on classic is what it's called. Carry-on classic is gorgeous. The 32-liter Navigator bag's amazing. The little collapsible Navigator backpack, like day pack, unbelievable. Even has like a little sleeve in the back for a laptop, whatever. Gorgeous. For something that collapses into nothing. It's like a third of a football when it's collapsed. It's got like a bit of a crescent shape, but it's fucking great. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to say, this is not a paid promotion whatsoever, but I wanted to say a big thank you to Cam B at Nomatic. So Cam, last initial B, and James A at Nomatic. Both of them, I think, went up above and beyond. It's like, it sucked that there was so many issues. I get it, but these guys, they did everything in their power. Unfortunately, Cam is, he's whatever position he's at, he did everything with his power, and then he escalated, and James did what he could for me. And I'm just very, very grateful to both of those guys at Nomatic, for their efforts, and very, very grateful. I definitely, just for fun. All right. Like, again, this is not a paid ad, guys, but just for the fuck of it, as eloquently as that, is put, go to Nomatic's website, nomatic.com. You can switch it to Canadian dollars or whatever. But look at their stuff, man. They do a lot. They've got a lot of bags, a lot of really cool, travel systems and things like that. So they got like carry-on, they got backpacks, they've got, messenger bags and laptop bags. Just so much cool stuff. In fact, you should even check out the Nomatic wallet, which is what I have. Like I said, it's basically everything. The word basics has completely worn off of the little strap, but their logo, the little sort of mountain looking logo, is still on it. But the Nomatic wallet is awesome. I've been very, very happy with it since I had it. Like I said, I've had this wallet. It's the longest wallet I've ever had, and it's still in perfect working condition, and it makes organization in my pocket unbelievable. So the Nomatic wallet is super cool, but just check out their stuff. I wanted to say big thank you again to Cam and James at Nomatic for all of their hard work and give me the stuff. Like I said, they tossed a few extra things my way, which I'm very, very grateful for. But honestly, at the end of the day, I was just really excited to get the backpack, and I'm glad I've got it, in my clutches. Also, James had mentioned that Nomatic might be interested in doing an interview. I would love to chat with those guys because they've done collaborations with content creators. Peter McKinnon, who some of you may know from YouTube, photographer. They've actually collaborated with him to make several different camera bags and camera solutions with, day bags and camera cubes and things like that, travel bags. Very, very cool stuff. And again, it's all on their website. So just feel free to go on there, poke around and see what they've got available, or you can go on YouTube. YouTube's a great spot to check out their ads and stuff like that. But, wicked stuff coming out of Nomatic. Big thank you to Cam and James. And I hope to hear back from everybody. I'm going to reach out to them again soon and just say, hey, I still would love to chat with anybody regarding some of the bags you guys have done, travel systems, and maybe some cool stuff that's coming down the pipeline in the future. So thanks for that. Okay, guys, I know that was a bit long, and I appreciate you bearing with me through it. It's just makes life, it's good karma there. It's good karma. Want to make sure that the people who are working hard for me are getting recognized as such. What else? Guys, called my doctor Thursday. I called, I think, on Wednesday, and they were like, hey, yeah, your doctor's booking appointments. The nearest appointment he has is October 20th. And I'm like, well, I'm coughing still constantly, like a few weeks after being sick. And, it's not COVID. It's not a tumor. But I'm like, I should probably get it figured out. And they said, well, your doctor will, doctor does like calls, but you got to call in at like 8:00 in the morning. So they're like, call in tomorrow morning at 8:00. And if he has any, phone slots, we'll give them to you. We'll hook you up, first come, first serve. I was like, great. Water. Sorry guys. Feels great. Feels great on my sore throat. So I called in Thursday morning. I got an appointment. He gave me a call, and I was just chatting with him. I'm like, it's been a while. I'm trying to kick it. Not sure what it is, but I think it's been long enough that my system's been trying to do this on its own, and I'm still struggling. So is there anything that you can do for me? My doctor's like, yeah, I think it's been enough time that, we could try some antibiotics and see if maybe it's just something bacterial. So I went through that entire series of antibiotics, and unfortunately, still not feeling particularly great. It's not really true. I feel fine. It's more that my lungs are still like tight, and it's not even the worst. It's just, they're just restricted. Anyways, I'm just like, why can't I take the usual full deep breaths? You guys can even, I'm sure, even hear it in my voice that it's not as, I'm not taking as deep breaths. I'm not as loud as I normally am. And it's just because my airways are restricted. So it sounds, excuse me, I'm also a little fatigued because I'm on a lot of drugs, mostly meth. No, the idea is that, like, I'm looking at it, and we were chatting. I spoke with another doctor today, so I finished my antibiotics a couple days ago, and I decided to reach back into the doctors because I'm going out on that tour soon. And I'm like, I want to be as tippity top as I can. I don't want to start going on some tour with a cough. And, as the weather gets colder, basically just trying to live, God damn it, get my breathing going. So, I spoke to the doctor. He's like, yeah, it does sound like bronchitis, which just takes time to heal. You know what I mean? We can, he's got me on the orange puffer there, which is effectively a steroid. He's like, 2 puffs in the morning, 2 puffs in the evening. It takes time to build, in your system over time. It's going to help, basically with bronchitis, it's like phlegm buildup in the bronchial tubes. And so you're just coughing all the time, trying to clear it out. And, so the idea is I told him I had prednisone, and he goes, yeah, that's like trying to use a machine gun though, to like kill a fly, and I was like, okay, fair enough. He's like, it's hard and fast, but it doesn't always do stuff. So he prescribed me a nasal spray, because he was saying that if you have any kind of post-nasal drip from allergies and stuff like that, using a nasal spray will also help with the bronchitis. So I'm like, okay, let's do the nasal spray. So orange puffer, nasal spray, no prednisone. And he suggested that I take, Reactin antihistamines, Citazelmia, they're all fucking big long names, but, yeah, so I took, and he suggested 20 milligrams, which is double dose Reactin. So that too has affect, drowsiness and whatnot. So I took that already today, took my 2 nasal sprays once I picked them up from the pharmacy. Also, I picked up the previous prescription. Fucking being a comic, having no drug plan. All right, let me tell you, not fun. But I got my meds. Yeah, and that's kind of it. It's like maybe avoid stuff like dairy that tends to create mucus, whatever. So I'm just being a good old boy and getting myself water, tea, coffee. I'm back to fasting, and by back I mean today, effectively. So I was a good boy. Waited till 1 o'clock. Had black coffee and tea this morning, and then that's it. Had some lunch at Costco. That's where I go, by the way. Costco is a little life hack for you guys in terms of buying drugs. Not only, I mean, it's no secret that the generic brand of medicine is cheaper just in general, but it's mega cheaper at Costco. You tend to get infinitely more pills, units, and you're going to get a way better price too. So, excuse me, went to Costco and bought that. And, yeah, that's kind of it for like the illness. It's just like steady as she goes. I even said to the doctor, like, hey, if this thing progresses, till what point should I call you guys back? And they're like, yeah, it just takes 4 to 6 weeks sometimes. So like, if I was sick 4 weeks ago, it's totally normal that my body is still healing. And they said, just, Reactin, use the sprays, use the puffs, and should be right as rain soon. It's just the body taking its time to heal. So for anyone who's like, oh my God, you have COVID, you get COVID tested. I got a lot of calls. Oh God, here come the odds. 3:46 p.m. on Wednesday, by the way, super late podcast. I'm so sorry, guys. I got all my notes and everything together last night, and then the drugs just knocked me out. I'm like, I'll wake up in the morning. But I've had a busy morning with doctor calls and running around to get stuff and some other fun stuff that I will tell you guys more about when I have a little bit more solidified. But I'll tell you, there's a stressful event yesterday in the evening and whatnot that kind of knocked me around and stole some time. But I'll have some what I hope to be great news for you guys soon. I just want to get the ink dry before I jinx it, But this last week, I'll tell you, while I was trying to do better for myself, Jesus, did I say its name? I said Reactin, and all of a sudden I got drowsy. I crushed this week I was having fun getting some better meals. So I was trying to eat healthier. So I was going to Farm Boy, which is it's basically like Whole Foods. It's started in Ontario, and now it's kind of, I believe it started here in Ottawa, in my hometown, and they had stores all over the city, and now it's moving around all over Ontario, which is great. So it's growing, but it's effectively just like Whole Foods. It used to have, before COVID, it had the hot bar where you'd go and get your foods and as much organic and in-house stuff, as possible. So, cool spot, not as expensive as Whole Foods, but not cheap either. But Farm Boy makes these bomb ass breakfast sandwiches. They they got a meat lover's breakfast sandwich, $5. So not really any more expensive than a McMuffin or something, but it's their meat lovers one is a big slice of, Canadian bacon, sausage, nice big hearty helping of egg and bacon with cheese. I'm just like, oh, amazing. And here's a little pro tip if you happen to be in the Ontario area. Now, Ottawa, because I believe they originated here, there's Farm Boys all over the place, right? Like I would imagine that even the busiest city with Whole Foods doesn't have as many Whole Foods as Ottawa has Farm Boys. But the idea is like if you go in the morning at 10:30 a.m., they mark those sandwiches down by like 30 to 50% depending. So, you know, I'm getting these things for like $3 and they are big, hearty sandwiches. So there's my little pro tip for you guys. And I got more pro tips coming up. All right. I'm loving how many people are reaching out, just being like, hey, thanks for the heads up on the Mama Burger coupons. Hey, I got you. If I got to make a little coupon corner part of the podcast, I'll do that. I'll tell you guys my fat fuck cheapskate little hacks or whatever you want to call them. But at Farm Boy, you can get their bomb ass breakfast sandwiches. After 10:30, they slap a 30%, and even if there's like the fattest thing I've done in a while is I go to this Farm Boy location one morning and I'm like, oh, how come I see the sandwiches there? It's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, just out of curiosity, what time do you guys slap the 30% off stickers on them? And they're like, oh, 10:30. We're late on that. Sorry. How many do you want? And they come over with the stickers and slap. And there you go. Put them on there for me. And I take them off to the cash. I'm like, thank you very much. So there you go. If you want a good breakfast sandwich and it happens to be, around the 10:30, 11 o'clock mark, pop into a Farm Boy, grab one of their breakfast sandwiches. And if it doesn't have a 30% off sticker on it, just be like, hey, do these things go on sale? Now, here's the thing. They're still warm too. They have them under like heat lamps or whatever. So if you're somebody who's like, oh, I absolutely can't eat eggs unless they're absolutely fresh, it's like, well, then this probably isn't for you. They're not cold by any means. Still quite hot, still quite nice. I take them, bring them home, and they're still hot. But the idea is it is an egg that was probably made, 4 hours before. If you don't really care, again, it's like that yellow folded egg. I mean, if you go to Subway for breakfast sandwiches, those eggs were made a long time ago and they just get reheated in their toaster. Half the time they're still cold in the center. Not the case with these guys. It's a nice chunk of egg on it. It kind of looks like the exact same egg that the old McGriddles used to have on them. Now everything is just a fresh cracked egg on whatever sandwich. But the McGriddles at McDonald's used to have these folded yellow eggs. It's like that. Still delicious. Absolutely delicious. I did that. The reason I went to Farm Boy as well is because Farm Boy had like pre-made salads that were really good for like $6. So I'm like, I want to eat better this week, especially if I'm trying to fight a cold and stuff like that. I want to give my body some greens. Now, a lot of you have probably heard that sentence and were like, did you just tell us that you bought like triple decker meat death sandwiches? And you're like, I'm trying to eat better. Yes, but I also ate a salad. I ate a salad with a nice, lemon garlic dressing. That's pretty low calorie. Okay. So I give with one hand and take with the other, or whatever the fuck it is you want to call it. But yeah, I definitely had a great time getting some foodstuffs. That I also popped into Wendy's and had a Baconator, for reasons I'll tell you later. I did burgers. I did a Five Guys burger. I don't know what was going on. My system was like meat death. Like I craved burgers this week like nobody's business. I was fucking with the Mama Burgers, $2.50 Mama Burgers at A&W. Okay, that's a great price. I messed with those, but then my system was like, yes, dead land mammals. So it was just, it wanted beef. It wanted fucking beef. Where's the beef? I was like the little old lady from Wendy's. It was delicious. I ate my Five Guys burger. So bomb ass, such a bomb ass fucking burger. Had Mama Burgers and I had a Baconator. I ate burgers this week. I also ate breakfast sandwiches and I ate a lot of salads. And, I gotta tell you, the days I had a salad felt pretty good. Not just the accomplishment of having a salad, like it's a big deal, but I enjoyed it. I was getting these, I think they were protein, like power protein bowls. So it was like, a hard boiled egg, some grilled chicken strips, or chicken breast, I should say, not chicken strips, but chicken breasts. I had quinoa and edamame, cabbage, stuff like that. It was just a really good bowl. I think there was some brown beans in there too. But anyways, just delicious. A great protein bowl. Yeah, I mean, nothing super fantastic to say about it, but listen, I was eating good this week, I also kind of just wasn't feeling totally myself. So there was a day where I filmed some B-roll for this video review that I'm doing. I also had Richard, that's full appropriate formal name. I had Richard, my buddy who does sound. He reached out to me via text. He's like, "Look at you dropping the B-roll term on the podcast, Mr. Entertainment or Showbiz or whatever the fuck." And I was like, "Yeah, I've done. I've worked in entertainment before. I've been on some shows. I'm familiar with what B-roll is. I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't know if I dropped B-roll and then explained what it was, but I'm going to do that now because I don't think I did. And why not fill some more time by being redundant and repetitive? That's my style." Sorry for all the drink breaks, but I need them, guys. Throat's too dry. So, B-roll is, I'm not sure if you guys notice this, but like, it's so, I've talked about it before. And one of the reasons why I didn't want to make the podcast video is because of just how much editing and stuff there is. But if you're making a video and you're talking about something, generally speaking, you see it in a lot of tech videos and stuff like that. B-roll is the footage of, what everyone's talking about. Like, so for example, like if you're sitting there talking about the camera and the camera's on you, that's not B-roll. That's like you talking, the review, whatever. B-roll is like, as someone's talking, they might be talking about like an input on a camera. And then as they're talking about it, you'll see footage on the screen of like, the little input on the camera. The camera will be zoomed in real close to that input and you might see a cord being stuck into it or whatever. But that's an example of what B-roll is. Someone still had to take the camera and record plugging that thing in, you know what I mean? Just to show, right? As opposed to just sort of sitting there holding it. Maybe they'll grab it on a regular, on a lesser review or whatever video. They might just pick up the camera as they're talking about it and kind of hold the little port towards the camera, but it's all the same shot, right? Whereas B-roll, it's its own recorded shot of kind of, they might zoom in on the input and then they zoom in on a button. They might zoom in on, what the screen looks like or what it looks like changing lenses. But basically anytime you're watching a video and you see, it cuts away as the person's still talking, it just cuts away to a shot of something else. You know what I mean? Like maybe showing them putting it into the bag that it comes with or whatever it is, they're talking about how easy it is to travel with it. And it shows them out walking around with the little strap on their side with their camera. Like all of that is B-roll. It's effectively like none of the audio is really designed to be what it's supposed to be. It's just, these are just shots and different things that they can put in to give more, particular, maybe information or visuals or more of an idea of kind of how it works in practicality. But yeah, so B-roll is it's just, if you want to make a good video, you need lots of B-roll, that just any show, watch any reality show or whatever, show about cooking or kitchens or restaurants or anything like that. And you'll just notice in between scenes, it'll show like somebody flipping a burger and then a waitress just grabbing, a server just grabbing a plate from the pass and then turning around and bringing it back out into the room. Someone shaking salt onto something. Like all that shit is B-roll. It was never, they weren't filming it because it was like, oh, there's a real big thing happening here. But you'll see that in a show about restaurants or whatever, they'll be cooking and then they'll flash over. Someone grabs a plate, someone rings a bell, someone, flips a burger and then it's back to the people talking, whatever. Like all that shit's B-roll, but it adds to the whole, experience or whatever. It adds to the visuals. It adds to the overall vibe. Anyways, that's B-roll. And I filmed a bunch of B-roll for the review video that I'm doing this week. So, it takes time. You still have to set up lights. You still have to, stage the shots and everything like that. So it takes time, takes effort. Did that. Very, very happy I got that done. What else? Little nothings. I know. Isn't this fascinating, guys? I'm talking about bag companies and buying sandwiches and salads. So fascinating. This is just what I did with my fucking week trying to recover from illness. Stuck in the house. Let's eat as good as we can. All right. Well, I'm going to talk on the podcast about all the savings and where to buy your salads or whatever. I'll do, let's see. I got most of the kind of what I think the boring stuff out of the way. I did play some video games. There were some times where I was just like, I can't work. I'm too tired, too drugged up. I just, want to veg out. I finished a game called Skyrim. I've talked about it before. Anyone who knows the name Skyrim, it's been out for a while. I think it came out in like 2013 or whatever. It's been out a while. It's a very big, long, whatever adventure game. It's really nothing special. It was good for the time. Some people still absolutely love it now. I did not. It's a grind. It takes forever to complete and to go through. And so I personally am glad to be finished whenever I start a game, I like to go through it and unlock all the trophies and finish all the missions and things like that, which is just, if you're going to play something that's that long, you kind of want to finish it, don't you? You don't want to start all that and then just throw it away. I don't know. It was a great thing to point my boredom at. It worked, finished the game, and could not delete it from my PlayStation fast enough. I was so happy to be done that game. And that includes the DLC. So for any of my nerdy friends who are like, wow, you finished all of Skyrim? Yeah. And all 3 DLCs. I also started a game. So childish. Love it. Love the series. I've done every one of them. Well, not every one of them. There's lots of them I still haven't done, but I've purchased every single one of them and I intend to do all of them. Was the Lego series. I started playing Lego Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, I should say, and was very, very pleased to find out that when I started the game, it also includes the original Jurassic World and the Lost World and all that fun. Sorry, Jurassic Park and then the Lost World. Just a great series. I love those games. They're not hard. Lots of smashing stuff. You break things. Everything breaks into Lego bricks. Very satisfying game to play. It goes through the story of Jurassic Park. I forgot what a great movie Jurassic Park was. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows, it's a great movie, but it's like I watched the movies that made us on Netflix a while back, and Jurassic Park was featured as one of them. And just the story of everything that they did and how it was almost a stop motion, dinosaur movie that didn't end up being that, which is great. So, I'm very, very happy to have, started playing it. Anyways, sounds goofy. I'm a little all over the place right now. My phone's going off and I'm getting distracted, but yeah, Lego Jurassic Park, very charming game. Finished the entire first movie's portion of the game, because these Lego games, what they do is they just basically recreate the story and you kind of play through it as the Lego characters. So, basically if you're an adult and you've seen any of these, Lego Batman movie or the Lego movie or whatever it is, these things all still exist as, it's basically a game version of the same thing. You're looking at a story and it's with the Lego characters. They're charming. They're cute. It's definitely a great way to spend some time, kill some hours. Very, very enjoyable. So I'm guilty of telling other podcasters to do this, and I want to make sure that I do it as well. I'm aware that a lot of you guys are not, some of you are not gamers. So I know that the gamers are kind of like, oh, cool, you're playing that game. Like I do get some feedback. It's not like me just talking about that stuff and nobody cares. But I have always said to other podcasters, like, pretend the people that you are talking to have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So to just try to breeze over something for the sake of some listeners who might not be interested. Like I listen to other podcasts where guys will talk about sports and I give a fuck about sports. I used to be a sports fan, but I'm just not anymore. Too much time and not enough interest for me with sports. Like you could watch like 2 games a night and there's just so many things to keep up with. So not really a thing for me anymore, sports, but I still listen to their podcast. Doesn't mean I turn it off. I don't even skip ahead. I let them talk and that's when I zone out, come back in with something for me. But with this Jurassic Park game, the Lego games, they're cute little romps. And as I mentioned, you play through the story, but the idea with a Lego game is you're running around an environment, you're solving little puzzles, not childish puzzles per se, but you break things. The environment is very Lego-esque in the sense that, it's breakable. So you're running around smashing things to basically reduce it to bricks. And then your characters will use those bricks to build other things to progress through the level, the story, what have you. So it's just cute and charming in the sense that it's fun to re-experience these movies. They're a big licensing franchise where they do Batman and Marvel and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and, on and on and on and on. They've done Harry Potter and Pirates of the Caribbean. So, they did the Lego Star Wars. So they definitely, you get to play through stories that you're familiar with. And it's just a fun, like I said, a fun romp in that regard. But it's kind of like a turn off your brain, get out your frustration because you're smashing shit. It's just fun in that regard. So, I got some news on the Skip the Dishes promo, and that's just, despite the fact I was kind of like a little nervous to tell them like, hey, I know I'm your guy here in Ottawa, but I'm about to take off for a while. I got some news from them that they're saying that might not be working on anything until the new year, which is great. Hopefully that's the case because that means I'm not disappointing anybody not doing my job while I'm gone on the Harvey's tour. So that's super cool. I also, speaking of the Harvey's tour, I also got together with my friend Matt Watson, comedian as well, and van lifer. You guys have heard Matt. I've got an interview with Matt that I've done on the One Man podcast some years ago. Matt is a van lifer. He has recently built his first van, the internals of it, here in the Ottawa area, where he calls home. But Matt, his first trip across the country in North America was in the back of his Mazda. He talks about that, where he would like fold the seats down and sleep in the trunk. Like, dude was like, I'm a road warrior. He moved to the UK to do stand-up comedy, and he was living out of a van there, which of course he made up like a home, whatever. There's videos of him trying to like insulate it and stuff like that. Very cool to watch. And then he moved to Australia, where he, subsequently made another van and rigged up the back, to sleep in and travel in. And that's where he was for the first part of the pandemic until he was able to make his way home. But the interesting thing was when he got home, he was like, I'm buying a van, and I'm customizing it. So, not to say that it's his first van that he's lived in, but it's the first one that he's had like the workshop and the ability to design and make his own. And it's absolutely great. You can see his channel, Matt Watson Comedy, on YouTube. And he actually did a vlog every single week where you saw him, picking the van, laying out the van, doing the flooring, the walls, the electrical, the cabinetry, the bed storage. Like, too cool, guys. Too cool. I watched every single week because his videos come out on Wednesday, just like the podcast comes out on Wednesday most weeks. So, very, very cool. To see that. And Matt is actually going to be joining me on the Harvey's tour, and him and I are going to be doing some stuff on the side. So we got together this week, and we discussed, we just did our preliminary, powwow of like, how's this going to go? And what do you want to do? What have you got envisioned? Okay, what if we did this? So we picked the name of like our tour and everything like that. So Matt and I are going to be attempting to do some stand-up comedy across this great nation of ours, over the course of this tour. So super excited. When I know more, we'll be able to do more, but I wanted to just let you guys know that, as much as I, ate burgers and salad and fucked around this week, I definitely started working on some real shit. So very, 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 very happy with that. On top of that, so here's the thing. Last night I was going to do the podcast. As I mentioned, I was really doped up. And I may have been influenced to not do the podcast because a show that I like quite a bit just recently had its second season release. And I am, of course, talking about Love on the Spectrum Season 2. Guys, onesies, if you haven't already taken my advice and my recommendation, you got to watch the show. Okay? It's a show that's about, I've talked about it too much. I won't make you go into it. People on the spectrum trying to find love. It is charming. And I'm not even ashamed to admit this. Like, I've been a good few years now since I've cried about anything. I probably lost a bunch of people right there. Like, cried. I've been like, I think I've needed a good cry for whatever reason for a long time. I'm a sensitive person, but I've just been like, in terms of like, crying, like emotional connection to like sadness, whatever. Like, I've been sad, but I'm just like, I've been saying for years, I'm like, I need a good cry. I've even given myself permission to, just, dude, it's okay. You can cry, man. I've welled up before, but like full on, like tears and whatever hasn't happened to the point where like, there's times where I'm like, dude, are you psycho? I'm not psycho. I'm definitely emotional. It's just like, why can't I cry? You know what I mean? Maybe it's like Fight Club and I just need a big pair of sweaty man tits to cry between. That's when I could cry. I could cry between those big sweaty tits. So what I'm trying to say is, I was watching Love on the Spectrum. Last night I watched a couple of, there's only 6 episodes in the new season. People with autism trying to find and fall in love. So hard for regular people to pick up on social cues and stuff like that on a date. Imagine someone whose general mental affliction makes it difficult for them to understand social norms and social cues and things like that. Oh my God, guys. There's one scene where a guy's just talking to his girlfriend, and what he said, it wasn't like, oh, that's sad, and I welled up and I started crying. Like 0 to 60 shattered me into tears. And I was just like, oh, And it wasn't even until like 10, 15 seconds into crying, I'm like, it's happening. I'm having a cry now. It's happening. Guys, it's so sweet. It's so kind of like, not cheesy sweet, like watching, Martha Stewart or, some Ellen guest crying because she gave them a free car or something. I don't even know. Sometimes you cry because like, oh, that's nice. This was like, oh my God. I don't know. I enjoyed my cry. I'm to say I'm not ashamed that I cried. I'm like 90% not ashamed that I cried. Part of me is like, dude, you cried over, a line on a show. Yeah, but it got me, man. It hit me hard and fast. I didn't know. I was watching someone, reading something they had written to their partner. Try not to spoil it, but just, reading something they'd written to their partner, and just when he said it, burst out into tears. Didn't see it coming. The old right hook from the character in the show, man, shattered me. So I recommend it again. Love on the Spectrum season 2. Yeah, I'm already done. It's been out for less than 24 hours. Well, no, it's been out for 24 hours, but done. Couldn't even handle it. So good. Watched it all. I really hope they make a third season, because, there was people I'm rooting for that I was like, still no love, even at the end. Yeah. And some of them looked like they were doing well. Again, not naming any names or anything. Some of them looked like they were doing well. They were on the right path. And then it's just like, so-and-so did great. They did this, and then decided just to be friends. I'm like, for fuck's sakes. So season 3 is what I'm going to need, guys. Love on the Spectrum is the name of the show. You got to watch it, man. It doesn't take you long, and you get right into it. Right into like rooting for these people. Holy fuck. Like if you're, talking sports, whatever, rooting for an underdog is fucking great. And I'm telling you, there are no bigger romantic underdogs than people on the Spectrum. And I'm just there rooting for them. They're sweet to hear what their impressions of love and relationships are. Love on the Spectrum. Watch it. Too good. Also, I spent my evenings trying to fall asleep. Like I try to find something that I am not too interested in, so that I can just fall asleep to it. And holy fuck, did I ever make the wrong move picking this show? I'd seen it before. Started watching on Amazon Prime Comic Book Men. So sorry, Love on the Spectrum, Netflix original. Comic Book Men on Amazon Prime. There are 7 seasons of it. And Comic Book Men used to be a show that was on after The Walking Dead or Better Call Saul, I believe it is. But it was an AMC show, and is basically Kevin Smith's comic book store called Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, run by his longtime friend Walt Flanagan and some other characters who have been in some of his movies and things like that. And even Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith have made several appearances on the show. It was a good show. Basically, Comic Book Men is the Pawn Stars of like nerdy stuff. So people will bring in like old comic book toys or old comic books or, comic fantasy memorabilia. And it's like, hey, so what are you looking to get out of this? And the back and forth negotiation of people coming in to buy something. Hey, hey, any chance you go down to blah, blah, blah. But they just give you some background on some nerdy shit. And, it's just a cool chance to see a bunch of like interesting things showcased you may not like, or you may not know about. Not that you may not like, but that you may not know about. So cool show. And unfortunately, like put it on the background, try to go to sleep. There's nights where I was up to like 4 o'clock in the morning because I just be starting to doze. And then they're like, oh my God, is that a, blank? And I'm like, what? And look, and oh fuck, is that ever fascinating? What an interesting, you know what I mean? And just, you're into the show. So yeah, Comic Book Men on AMC. I would definitely recommend that to anyone who likes anything kind of nerdy. Several celebrities pop in to do things or whatever. Again, I won't spoil anything, but they've got lots of celebrities that have come in to do a signing or to celebrate some sort of event or what have you. And what a great series. It's over now. It's been canceled. But a great series. Something I'm looking forward to checking out, because the whole time I was watching this and Love on the Spectrum, my lovely lady, my girlfriend Crystal, has been watching something that seems to be getting a lot of attention from other people on social media and whatnot is a show or a series on Netflix called Squid Game. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that she burned through it in like a day. Like started watching it one day, finished it the next day. And a lot of other people are saying it's very good too. They're not really saying anything about it, just that it's quite good. So I wanted to throw that out there and just ask you guys, hey, have you guys watched this show Squid Game? I started watching it this afternoon while I was getting ready for the podcast and setting up. And then I found myself just sort of sitting and staring at it and not moving forward with my work. So I was like, okay, I got to get this thing. I got to get life moving again. So I put put it on pause, stopped midway through the first episode. But it seems to be a Korean movie, that it's dubbed. It's another one of those ones where if I've got it subtitles forever. We are me, my lady, the kiddos. We are subtitles for life, team subtitles, like no question. You got to put subtitles on your shit. But mentioning that the dubbing, right, which is, translation from whatever to English, that's one translation and the subtitles are different. And I've talked about this in previous episodes saying that like sometimes, the person who's dubbing it, they kind of got to talk and fill the amount of time where the lips are moving and make it look as much like that as possible versus, subtitles where they're just doing a literal direct translation. Well, I don't know what literal, but they're doing a direct translation of the words that the person said in the original language. So watching the subtitles and hearing what the person's saying there, this show so far has been vastly different what they're saying versus what the subtitles are reading along the same lines and can be understood very similarly, but drastic contrast in what they're saying and the words that are written on the screen. So found that interesting. But if you've seen Squid Game, send me a message, contact@onemanpodcast.com and tell me what you think of it, because I'm definitely eager to watch it. Have not watched any more of 9 Perfect Strangers, because I wasn't feeling the greatest. Crystal's busy as hell right now. Work is working her hard. She's actually busting her ass, getting a project done. I want to give her a shout out, if I may. You know what? Now that the lady and I are together and we're out in the open, just we've told you guys that we're seeing each other again and everything like that. You might hear me praising her a little bit, just because you got to know this woman works so fucking hard. It blows my mind. We spend a reasonable amount of time together, but this last week I haven't had a chance. Even if I wasn't not feeling great, I'd still, she's still crazy busy. But because she's a photographer, she often will work projects into her work because the company that she works for is a not-for-profit with people with disabilities and things like that. So they do a lot of fundraising. And so she's donated, a bunch of her time to doing photo shoots in turn for raising money for the foundation. Her and I, the one night we spent together this week, we worked on a poster to promote this thing. So yesterday, she got her okays and everything from work. And yesterday she put out the advertisement for it and she's already sold out. So all the spots that she had for these mini photo sessions to raise money, literally sold out, raised over $1,000 for her foundation and everything like that. So just a big, congratulations and shout out to her, using her other job talents and stuff like that to raise money. And then of course to be so popular and good at it that like in less than a day sold out, all the slots, all of the available sessions. So she's fully booked for that day, for a good cause. So just, big, do I have the button? Hey, congratulations, babe, on selling out all your slots. You did great. One man podcast, standing ovation for you. Great job, love. And then I guess she had a little bit of time to watch the Squid Game thing. So her and I will watch the newest episode of 9 Perfect Strangers. I think by the time we get to it, there might be 2. But real happy for the babes. She's been working hard and doing great. All right. So there's some love for the lady. Also, why don't we talk about the shittiest movie, which I watched like the day after I recorded the last podcast, Killer Sofa. Killer Sofa, guys, a movie about a recliner chair, not a sofa. It's so funny. All these ones have like these goofy titles and then you find out, it's the plot's slightly different than the title. I'm like, not even enjoyable then. Totally ruins what we were working with. Now, the Killer Sofa is an odd movie. so weird. It's like, okay, some woman gets a sofa, you know, a recliner, not a sofa, a recliner delivered to her. And it turns out that somebody's like soul was in the couch, and then it falls in love with the girl, and then some disgraced rabbi and some heartbroken cops is what it says in the write-up. It says a disgraced Jewish rabbi. Is there another kind? And then two heartbroken cops to figure out what is going on. And it's so weird. Like there's all these scenes where, you know, the couch is moving its head. Like it's so goofy. There's these two buttons sewn into the couch that look like eyes. And, you know, a lot of like, you know, someone's looking, the couch is like turned, the back is turned towards the person so that it looks like it's looking at them. And then they'll move to this other room. And then when it shows the couch, it's turned the other way. So as if it was been watching them move. But then there's scenes where once the sofa kills someone, where it like you could see it shuffling around and then like loading someone into the chair and then using the recliner to flip them up over a balcony and then into the trash down below. Like it's so stupid. And then it just turns out that like somebody, yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you, for anyone who might want to waste 2 hours of their life watching Killer Sofa. But it's like in the end, it's like, oh, somebody the opening scene is some guy getting his legs cut off, like paying someone to cut his legs off. And then later you find out, oh, because the couch is too small for a full body. But if he cuts his legs off, then he can live in this chair and do things in the chair. It's stupid. It was on Tubi called Killer Sofa. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time. Was it the shittiest movie I watched this week? You bet your ass it was. And I'm still waiting for more suggestions from you guys. My buddy Sean sent me a text message, and I got to pull it up here just to throw it out for you guys if you get a chance to check it out. Come on, Shawnee. Where are you, buddy? Is this one? Oh, nope. Nope, that's not it. Is it on Facebook Messenger? Would that be it? I believe it would be. Is that where it is, Sean? Where is it? Aw, why can't I find it? Why can't I find it, guys? This is troubling. I don't want to just kill time. Okay, I'm going to pause it and see if I can get a hold of this message here. Found it. Wasn't Facebook. It was an Instagram message. See, this is why it's so important, guys, that you give me a message at contact@onemanpodcast.com, just because that's where I know where to look for it instead of digging around here. Sorry, I made you wait for it. Yeah, my buddy Sean was like, I was listening to the podcast yesterday and heard you were looking for shitty movies on Tubi. I will take them anywhere, Sean, though, in all fairness. I will take them anywhere. He said to check out Heat with Burt Reynolds. It's a gold mine. I'll bet it is. But even like old school Burt Reynolds, I'll bet you he's slapping chicks around, you know. It was a simpler time. No, yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. So Heat with Burt Reynolds on Tubi is one. Looking forward to that. Sean, I would strongly not recommend watching Killer Sofa, but if you want to torture yourself, feel free. Feel free. That was a good one. Guys, reminder, we got an Amazon, I got a $50 Amazon giveaway for you guys. Okay? $50. I mentioned it last week. Can I tell you, we have got so far into the entries. We have, let me just sort around here and see how many under this paper. Was how many there's 0 entries, not a 1. So a $50 Amazon gift card is that easy for you to get that if you enter something, I've actually called a few of you onesies last night just saying like, hey, you want a $50 Amazon card? Send me a goddamn email. It's not hard. Not hard. Contact@onemanpodcast.com for an email would be great. Crystal was like, oh, honey, I'd send you one, but people will probably be upset if I want. She's like, I want an Amazon gift card. I'll send you an email. I go, well, fuck it. Yeah, honey, send me one. I'm literally looking for content for the podcast. And if anyone is going to bitch that, oh, hey, how'd your girlfriend win? She's probably the only one sending an email. Right now, I did mention I need 5 emails to activate this. I am not going to take 1 email and give away a $50 gift card. 5 emails. That's me paying $10 per email. I'm okay with that. So send them on in. What do I need to send in, Josh? You need to send me in a top 5 list or suggestion. All right. So that's one. I need 3 things. Number 1, a top 5 list or suggestion, which means you send me a top 5 of your own, right? So your top 5, I don't know. I said this to one of my friends. I was like, well, send me your top 5 favorite Taylor Swift songs. I know she's a big Taylor Swift fan, like something like that. You know what I mean? And then just give me at least 1 sentence explaining each one. Don't just be like this song, that song, this song, this song, this song, done. Like tell me why they're your favorite. At least one sentence per thing. Or alternatively, send me in a top 5 suggestion. So just be like, Josh, your top 5 favorite, I don't know. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. It's so hard. That's why I need these suggestions off the top of my head. Your top 5 favorite canned foods. You know, I don't care. Just send me in a top suggestion. Okay. Number 2, send me a shittiest movie suggestion. You don't have to watch it. You just have to send it in. So feel free to jump on Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Tubi, which is free, by the way, free. I'm telling you guys, like, you come here for the discounts. TUBI, Tubi is the name of it. It is free. It is available on your smartphone. It is available on most smart TVs and smart systems. Absolutely free, has a shitload of content and a shitload of bad content, which is a great place for you to go find the stupidest thing you can and then send it in to me and force me to watch it. If I get one suggestion of the week, guess what? I'm watching it. You could literally find the dumbest shit and be like, I'm going to make Josh watch that. That's the fun for you. It's punishment for me. Okay. And then 3, give me a short write-up of some kind. Either send me in like a 1-paragraph, story. Tell me something that's going on with you, exciting, whatever it is. Tell me a fun fact. I don't care, but just a little bit of something that I can read as well as what you're sending in. Because if everyone sends me in 5 shittiest movies, I probably won't be able to get to them all in 1 week. And I'll, at the same time, same thing with your top 5s and whatnot. Like if you send me a suggestion, I'm not going to have a bunch of different ones of my own, but just the idea is that you send me in a little bit of something. It gives me some content to read and I don't have to tell you about doctor's appointments and Costco trips. All right. It'll help fill some of this time. So you need to send me 3 things as an entry: a top 5 list or suggestion, a shittiest movie suggestion, and a small little write-up of any kind of your choosing, whatever. All right. Contact at onemanpodcast.com. I will announce that winner on episode number 230, which is going to be released on October 6th, which means that next week I will have some submissions, I hope. And then you'll have 1 more week. So even though you might be like, well, it's episode 229 and I haven't sent anything in. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. You can send it in and I'll still give you a ballot, which will be announced on the episode 230 on October 6th. So you can even get 1 entry per week. So if you send one in next week, know that you can send one in again the following week to give yourself 2 chances to win. I will activate it. I don't care if it's, 5 different people or some people have doubled up to make it 5 minimum entry to activate this thing. I'm just looking for an opportunity to hear from you guys. I don't want to put you on blast. I don't want to give you homework. You guys probably throw I'm already grateful that you happen to turn this on and listen to it. I really, truly am. Please know I'm grateful to that respect. I just want to make this a little more interesting for you guys. I want to know that you've got some skin in the game. That's why I want to reward you with an Amazon gift card. How cool is that? I'll send that to you. I just want to know that you guys are out there. My buddy Chris, who's co-hosted with me, right in. Rich, we went to Costco, buddy. Send me an email. Let's get you a $50 gift card. Ivan, you angry fuck, who hates being called a onesie, even though he is one. Peter, you as well. Brent, you're so kind to play my nonsensical voice. Oh my God, I can't believe you took a chance with me during the daytime hours with your customers. Thank you for that. And thank you for playing this overnight in your store. Amazing. Brent, if you could take a couple minutes and send me something, I would love to send you a gift card. And Brent's a great guy. He's not the kind of guy who would want to take something for himself, which is he's a very, very kind, selfless human being. So I don't care, Brent, take it and use this $50 gift card to give to some bright-eyed kid who you think can use it. Use it to buy something on Amazon for your store to make people smile. I don't care what, but just, if you want to send one in, my buddy Max was listening and took me all the way to Vancouver. Max, if you want a $50 gift card or whatever, send me an email. Meeks, I don't mean to bother you, buddy. I know you're hard at work doing your thing. If you have a couple minutes to send me an email, buddy, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to put $50 in your hand, get some things for the kiddos, right? Red, I know you're listening. I hope Red's listening in time. Red's co-hosted with me many times. Red, come on, you send emails. Let's get a fucking email in here, guys. Let me talk to you. I'm talking with some of my closer onesies. But any of you who are listening, you're all welcome to send one in. Let's get some fucking chitter chatter going, honey. If you're listening, yeah, I'll take the email. And if somebody bitches about you winning, if you happen to, I'll fucking. It is what it is. I run a fair game. If she wins, guys. Right now, your odds, like I would say that if we're lucky, we're going to activate this thing with 5 emails. You know what I mean? We're lucky. But if that happens, your chances are literally 1 in 5 of winning a $50 Amazon gift card. The fuck are you waiting for? Come on. Contact the onemanpodcast.com. I leave it at that. And this week, guys, the top 5 this week. I actually wrote an entire top 5 and then, which I will use for next week, but then I scrapped it because I was like, I can't, I'm doing too much. I got too much burger talk. I had too many hamburgers this week. I have too many tips and tricks to tell you about hamburgers. Guys, this week's top 5 is the top 5 hamburgers on the go. All right. So I say hamburgers because I'm referring specifically to beef. I know there's chicken burgers out there and all sorts of other kind of different things, beyond meat burgers and stuff like that. These are the top 5 hamburgers, beef burgers on the go, So, to preface that, I do realize that, there's certain places that are not quite drive through, but you can still get them on the go. You run in, you wait 5 minutes, you got your burger, you get the fuck out of there. That I allowed on this list. And this list probably had a good 10, 12 burgers on it. I could have gone longer, but like once I have that, I go, look, if you didn't come to mind in the first 10 or 12, you're probably not going to make the list. That's just how a top 5 list should go. If you're trying to think of a top 5 of your own, use that as a guideline. If you're like, man, there's so many, doesn't matter. If you've already come up with 10 or 12 contenders and someone else isn't coming to mind, then they're not in your top 5, right? Usually the first one that comes to mind is probably your number 1, but I digress. So all I'm trying to say is top 5 hamburgers on the go. These are quick, easy, grabbable. And that's whatever. So I'm telling you the top 5 sandwiches that I would grab, not sandwiches, burgers. I would grab on the go. I'm out and about, quick little swing through. All right. Number 5, Wendy's. And I'm going with the burger, not the location. Junior bacon cheeseburger. No chicken. Junior bacon cheeseburger at Wendy's. It's like $2.50, so it's nice and cheap. Nice thick Wendy's fresh, never frozen patty, bacon, and then whatever you want on top of it, right? They'll put on this, that, or the other for you. But like usually if I'm on the fly, I'm hungry, I'll just swing through Wendy's, grab 2 of those bad boys, call it a day. I don't do the fries or anything like that. It's just a nice little quick, cheap, easy. A lot of these ones I'm going for because they're cheap. I don't like the fact that now I do have to go through a drive-through. I order a meal and it's like $12. If I'm spending $12, I'm going to get a better caliber of food for that money. So I want cheap, quick, easy, like just a hungry little snack. I can go through the drive-through. I'm paying $5. I'm going to get 2 burgers and I'm fucking off like the races. Junior bacon cheeseburger at Wendy's coming at number 5. Number 4, teen burgers at A&W. Now, a teen burger is probably a $5 or $6 sandwich on its own. However, the reason teen burgers coming in is that more often than not, teen burgers have some sort of sale attached to them through the A&W coupon page. So here's the thing. A&W does have an app. I don't know if they're exclusively Canadian. I believe they are. I apologize to my US listeners, but hey, it's my list. They have an app available. However, the app does not load their coupons on it. You actually have to go to the A&W coupons website, which is every single time I just Google A&W coupons. It's fucking right at the top there. Click on it. I'm already logged in and you have coupons available. Teen burgers are a patty, bacon, and then the works on top. I believe they have cheese as well. And that's her, man. Junior bacon cheeseburger also has cheese. If I didn't mention that, number 5, junior bacon cheeseburger has cheese, bacon patty, teen burger, cheese, bacon patty. And a lot of times it'll be like 2 teen burgers for like $7, right? A&W, another great beef patty. Doesn't taste weird or gross or anything like that. Teen burgers coming in number 4. There's usually a 2-for-1 coupon or a teen burger meal for like $4.99. So then you get your fries, you drink everything, $5. Try to keep it nice, light, cheap, good meal, fill your belly, not too expensive. Teen burgers coming in number 4 from A&W. Number 3, the McDouble. What? Yeah, the McDouble at McDonald's. All right. Again, one of those little $2 and something cents little hamburgers. Comes with cheese, comes with 2 of their small patties. Delicious, quick on the go. The McDoubles usually my go-to when most things are closed. So like after comedy shows, if I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, I'll fly through McDonald's, couple McDoubles in a bag, bang, bang, happy fat man. I don't like onions on my burgers, not the big round ones. A lot of places tend to put too much. So I fucking 86 those off my junior bacon cheeseburgers. I 86 them off my teen burgers. I 86 them off the McDoubles. And then I get extra pickles. So all 3 of those burgers that I listed, 86 the onions and tomato if they happen to have them, which I believe junior bacon cheeseburger and teen burger do. McDouble does not. In fact, most McDonald's burgers, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think any McDonald's burgers come with a slice of tomato on them. I think I like McDonald's because of that. I think that McDonald's just earned a little bit of respect in me because they don't, if I'm not, I can't think of a single McDonald's burger where you get a slice of tomato on it. Good for you, McDonald's. You know your fucking demo and you make sure you piece them. They're not looking for a giant piece of fruit on their burger, but I thought it was a vegetable. It's not, it's a fruit and you all know that. You maybe didn't know. Wow. There's a big one. That's how you can tell how good my mic is too. I literally turned my head 6 inches and sneezed. Did you hear how far away I sounded? Yeah, McDoubles. It's 2 patties. Same 2 patties that they use in a Big Mac, by the way. But yeah, no slice of tomato on her. But yeah, I'll get McDouble, no onions, extra pickles, please. Yum, yum, yum. And it's nice, cheap, in and out. Now, the Big Mac hack. That's what people were doing for a while because McDouble's like $2 and a Big Mac was like $6, like $5.99, just a sandwich. Forget a meal. All right, 6 or 7. I have no idea what they cost now for a Big Mac. But I will definitely fuck with McDouble. But here's the thing. A McDouble is basically a Big Mac. It's got the cheese. It's got the 2 patties. So what people started doing was they started saying, hey, can I get lettuce, onions, and mac sauce on that? And now you got yourself a fucking Big Mac. Like they would just take off the ketchup, mustard. They go, yeah, no ketchup, no mustard. Can I get lettuce and mac sauce on that? Right? It's already got the onion. It's already got the, so they were hacking the McDouble. Why would you spend $6 for a Big Mac, when you can get a middle bunless Big Mac, right? Why would you take the extra carbs? Why would you pay $4 more for a little half bread bun? So what happens with people is just fucking add lettuce and mac sauce. They were getting a fucking Big Mac for $2.50. Great hack. Good for people noticing, going, why the fuck? Yeah, they noticed. They made the switch. Unfortunately, I learned all of this because someone sent me one time. I'm like, I'm going to do McDonald's run. This was maybe 2 years ago or something. But someone was like, yeah, why don't you get me a McDouble? I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get me a McDouble. And they're like, yeah, can I get it? No this, no that with onions, or with lettuce and mac sauce. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, it's a Big Mac basically for $2.50. I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then when I got to the restaurant and I ordered it, they have like a Big Mac button now for people doing that to a McDouble, and it charges like an extra $1.50 or $1.90 or whatever it is. So it basically takes it from like $2.50 or $2.60, whatever it is, up until like the $5 mark. So they've basically figured out that people are hacking the Big Mac, and McDonald's now has a button. If you dress it like a Big Mac, they charge you a Big Mac difference. Still punching as a McDouble, but then they're charging you for the sauce and the stuff. They're not stupid. McDonald's didn't get where they are by letting you fuck them. All right. So that still exists. I believe you still save a little bit of money off of a Big Mac, but if you're someone who orders a Big Mac, get yourself a McDouble, move the switch, let them beef it up a little bit in price because they know what you're doing, but you're still not paying for a full Big Mac meal or Big Mac itself, and you get less carbs. Have you ever taken apart a Big Mac? It's very difficult to do because of how sloppy it is. But if you take apart a Big Mac, you notice that middle bun has just become a little grease filter. You know what I mean? It's not bunny and bready. It's just like, do you ever notice the middle bun when you're biting into a Big Mac is my question to you. All right. Have you ever noticed it? If you haven't, ditch the calories and save yourself $1 and change, or $2. Make a McDouble a Big Mac. All right. That's number 3. Number 2, Baconator. What? So Baconator is not in my price range, but as far as burgers on the go, Baconator is fucking unbelievable. It's not the slightest bit good for you at all. That's what I was saying before. It's like, bad things are good and good things are bad, or good things are bad. It's like, yeah, it's delicious, but it's bad for you. Just the way a salad is not delicious. Some people, salads are delicious. I'm sorry you were raped as a child if you think salads are delicious. I don't know what happened to you where that is the thing that brings you joy. I apologize. I empathize with your tough journey. You are allowed to enjoy salads. The rest of us who can taste them, who don't bite into everything with just flashbacks of horrific childhoods, we don't like salad. All right. I get that it's good for you. I sucks that in life, everything that's good for you, taste is bad, and everything that's bad for you is good. I don't know what kind of a cruel God would set that system up. You'd think that the natural reward system, like a dopamine drip in our brains, would be, delicious. Eat this because it's delicious. Don't eat that because it tastes like assholes. Anyways, that's all I was saying. It's just a shame that everything that's, hey, this is good for you. Yeah, well, it tastes bad. This is bad for you. Yeah, it tastes good. Baconator, out of my price range, man. I think those things are like $8.99 for just the sandwich. And they're like you're 1,000 plus calories for the burger, but they're delicious. I don't think I ever pay for one, but as of late in the last couple of months, the Wendy's app, okay, Wendy's app has coupons. I was talking about the A&W app. The A&W app does not have the coupons included, which is ridiculous. Why would you design an app and not use it as an opportunity to load your coupons in? McDonald's app has its coupons available. Wendy's app has its coupons available. A&W app does not. Morons. Anyways, the Wendy's app in the last 3 months has had $5 Baconators in it. Now it's one coupon for the month. And when you click on it to use in a restaurant, it shows you a code that will in, 5 minutes self-destruct. But that code is the same code every month. So my hack to you guys, my commitment to you is, I'm always gonna try to tell you how to save money. Screenshot that shit. As soon as the coupon comes up, screenshot. Now you got that picture, you got that code whenever you want it. It is good for till the expiration date. You have in your pocket a $5 Baconator fucking, check printing or whatever, money printing machine. All right. So the last few months, now you're going, Josh, that's horrible. You can't be eating Baconators every day. I'm not, right now I'm about one every 10 days. $5 is a great price. So, and in fact, they've actually got another coupon in there that's $1 for fries. All right. So I get myself a $5 Baconator, $1 large fry. Boom. Wendy's meal, $6. Into the sunset I ride, and also likely an early grave. But I'm enjoying myself. I feel like the Wyatt Earp of coupons and fucking drive-thrus. So yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, the Baconator. Yeah, of course it's an easy one. Double. It's a fucking quarter pounder or half pound burger with fucking, several strips of bacon and cheese. How? Yeah. Well, of course it's going to be good. Yeah. Well, if they're acting like it's a hack thing. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like, yeah, of course it's a winner. It's just, well, why isn't anyone else doing it then? Huh? Wendy's had the fucking balls to be like, let's make this thing happen. The name is stupid. I will agree. Baconator. Hoo-hoo. Yeah, but it's good. You know what I mean? It is a bomb ass sandwich. And that's why it's taken my number 2 spot. All right. So $5 in the app. Do it. Download it. Wendy's. And that's $5 Canadian, guys. My guess is US listeners, you guys are probably getting it for $4. Or maybe $3.50, or maybe they don't have apps in the States. Oh, the doorbell is ringing. It wouldn't be an episode of this podcast if something didn't interrupt it midway through. Give me one sec. Up and down the stairs with my limited lungs. I'll be breathing in and out heavy for a second now. Okay, so as mentioned, the skip the dishes thing is done for a bit. I'm sending them back their assets. Oh, come on, lungs. Should I pause and catch my breath? Yeah, I had to send them back their stuff, and so they sent me a packing slip. I put it on a FedEx box with all of their stuff and put it outside the door as per my instructions, and FedEx would just come pick it up. Went out this morning to get my medicine. I'd already put the thing outside in case I didn't get back in time. Come home. Jason had brought it inside the house. Not available for the pickup guy. And of course the doorbell rings and nobody goes and answers it. Anyways, so come home. Someone's brought it back inside. I grab it. I put it back outside. Doorbell rings. I see the FedEx truck up there. I open my window, go, hey man, sorry, I'm in my underwear, but package should be sitting right outside the door. It's like, it's not here. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I go downstairs. Jason's finally going downstairs to answer the door. I'm recording the podcast. Why would you get the door for me? Let me get it. Anyways, small complaint. Anyway, go downstairs. The box is not there. I'm like, what's somebody fucked off with it? Someone grabbed it. And then it turns out that Kamar got home and grabbed it and brought it inside. And it's like, all you have to do is look at it. If you're picking it up, don't you want to check and see if it's got your name on it? Literally says that it's going out, not in. Anyways, whatever. It's like normally they don't bring anything in. You know what I mean? Jay will, but like he also looks at things. So he didn't look at it today when he brought it in. And then Kamar, who never does anything, basically the only time he'll do anything is if it's, somehow going to fuck you over. He's not intentionally trying to do it. It's just that useless. Basically, the only way he'll do something is if it's not convenient. Anyways, having said that, finally the package is with the UPS and it's gone. He brought it in, put it on the table. and now it's gone. Sorry, guys. It's just frustrating. It is frustrating. Josh, why don't you move it? I will if it wasn't so goddamn cheap to live here. You know? But I basically live in a house full of maniacs. Frustration. Frustration. Okay, Baconator. $5 in the app. Get the app, guys. All right, counting them down again. Number 5, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Number 4, Teen Burger. Number 3, McDouble. Number 2, Baconator. And a number 1 place for burgers on the go. Five Guys, motherfuckers. Five Guys burgers. It is not a drive-through. It is not super quick and easy, but, well, it's quick enough. I went inside. I was in and out in 5 minutes. And I walked in, and the woman at the counter was like, "Do you want me to buy your burger for you?" And I was like, I look at myself. I'm like, "How badly am I dressed?" She's like, no, I work here. I'd be happy to buy it for you. I was like, "Oh, that's very kind. Not necessary. Thanks anyways." But I'm noticing that like a lot of people are buying stuff. Like Crystal, I'll be on the phone with her in the morning when she's driving into work, and she'll pick up something at like Tim Hortons drive-thru. And then the person's like, "Oh, person in front of you paid for your order." She's like, "Oh, that's very nice. Thank you." I'm just noticing that I don't know if young people, if that's like a hashtag thing or some sort of TikTok thing right now, buying people's stuff for them. But a lot of young people are offering that. Those nice lady a few weeks back who bought the meat and cheese pies for me. It's just nice. I like the trend. I was actually picking up my groceries today. I was picking up my prescription today, and there was a guy right outside the place who was like, "Hey man, can you buy me like a chocolate milk or something to eat? I'm just really hungry." I'm like, "I can do that." If he was like, "Give me some money," but he was just like, "Hey man, can I get like a chocolate milk or whatever?" So I was like, "Yeah, let me see what I can do." It's raining really bad here in Ottawa today, but I'm like, "Yeah, let me see what I can do." So I went in and I got my prescription and what have you. I've got my prescription and I went to look for chocolate milk. I asked for chocolate milk. I can buy somebody chocolate milk. I've had enough people doing nice things for me, and it's nice thing. Only I get to the front of the store and I don't see him outside, and I go and I poke around and look, and the guy's gone. I said, "Well, I was buying this chocolate milk for a guy outside who's clearly not here anymore, so sorry about that." I go, "Can I leave this with you?" He's like, yeah, absolutely. Done. So there you go. I was going to do a good deed, and then I didn't have to. I would have still bought the chocolate milk. The only thing is I'm doing so much to fight the mucus in my lungs right now because of the bronchitis. I was just like, you know what? I'll just pass. Save the money, guys. But Five Guys burgers, walk in the door, decline your kindness. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I was just like, it was the way she said, "Do you want me to buy your burger for you?" And I was like, honest answer is no. No, I do not want you to buy it for me. Very kind offer. Thank you so much. Not necessary. But here's the thing about Hot Five Guys. It's nice. You dress it however you want. All right. Like the other places you might go like, "Well, Josh, you just doing a generic burger at Five Guys." Okay. So here's my burger order. I go bacon burger. All right. So at Five Guys, if you don't know this, your standard burgers, if you ask for a, bacon cheeseburger, you get double patties. You have to order the little bacon cheeseburger, the little bacon burger, the little cheeseburger to get a single pattied burger. So the regular burgers come standard with 2 patties. Oh, thank you. Right? Automatic fucking applause for the double stacked burgers. And then you order it however you want. So if I have to go burger style, I would say I order the bacon burger because I don't want the cheese. It's like American processed cheese or whatever. Not a huge fan. That's what I do at Five Guys. And then you dress it however you like. You tell them everything that you want on it. So if it was McDonald's, right, you'd have to tell them what you didn't want on it and what you want substituted or whatever it is. So the other ones count as an individual burger because they come pre-dressed with shit, right? And there's several burgers in the menu, whereas Five Guys is like, order the burger and then you tell us what you want on it. And that's what I do. And here's another free tip for you guys is at Five Guys, extra bacon and extra cheese is free. So if you order it with a bacon cheeseburger, you can say, "And can I get extra bacon, please?" I think that they said they can hit the button up into 7 times. So I go like extra bacon, extra bacon, extra bacon. And then I think they pull it back because they may want to see me again. But there's another free tip for you. You go to Five Guys, order extra bacon, order extra cheese. It is absolutely free. And you can tell them, "Look, can I get a lot of extra bacon? Can I get a lot of extra cheese?" That would make my day and end my life. And they'll do that for you. Okay. So there you go. $5 for a Baconator in the Wendy's app, $1 for a large fry. There's one hack for you, right? You got your McDonald's hack that I've given you regarding your McDouble. So you can make it a Big Mac for a little less than a Big Mac costs. You can get extra bacon, extra cheese for free at Five Guys, and $2.50 Mama Burgers still on sale right now at A&W. Grab yourself, guys. Save yourself some money. Have a delicious burger on me. What are your top 5 burgers, onesies? Burgers on the go. All right. If you want to alter your list and put your chicken sandwiches on there and things like that, I'm fine with that. Do what you got to do, but you're out and about, you're on the go. What are the little quick sandwiches that you get? Or just give me your top 5 fucking favorite sandwiches at fast food joints. Right now, I know that there's places like the Works and things like that make like a real bomb ass burger, and they cost $23, and they put an egg on top and a pineapple ring or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I know those places existed, but that's not what this list is about. This list is, I want a burger, I want a good ass burger. All right. When I made my list, yeah, Big Mac was floating around there. Yeah, Quarter Pounder was floating around there. Yeah, the Harvey's Angus burger and Beyond Meat. But I was like, yeah, but the Beyond Meat's not really real. I haven't even tried the Impossible Burger yet. Right? You don't think the Whopper's name was written down there somewhere? I get it. These things are out there. They weren't my top 5. I had to be honest with myself. I'm like, I wanted to put the Mama Burger in there just so I could talk about that deal again. But it's not one of the ones that I go to. The Teen Burger and the Baconator, they're usually like I said, they're usually on sale. So I'll go to, like, I like to save money. I don't like to spend a shitload of money on these burgers. You know what I mean? So that's my list, guys. What's yours? Again, one last time. Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, number 5. Number 4, Teen Burger. Number 3, McDouble. Number 2, Baconator. Number 1, Five Guys Burger. Coming up this week, guys. I even wrote it down here because I was done my notes first. I was going to tell you that I'd be watching Love on the Spectrum Season 2. Nope, already watched it. I will be filming the review video. So B-roll is done. I will be filming, finish some scripting and point form notes and stuff like that. Then I will be filming that thing. I probably won't have it edited and whatnot, but if I get all of the recording done, I'll be very, very happy with that. I'm still working on this tour promo, and I will be watching the show Squid Game. I'm sure there's other things that are coming up. They always do. But feel free to send me. I'm really looking forward to some submissions for this $50 Amazon card, guys. It should be great. Really appreciate each and every one of you listening. As always, you guys are the bomb fucking diggity. Appreciate you onesies. I hope you guys have the greatest week possible. I hope to have great news on my health and some other things for you next week. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.